everyone. Pull up a chair and get comfy.
Oh, girl, have we got stories to tell you all. The Never Alone podcast is about to begin, and you don't want to miss a minute.
Hello, and welcome back to the Never Alone podcast. I'm your host, Allan Fischer Smith, and I've got my co-host with me, my handy co-host that's with me every week. She's so loyal. This is Karen Girth. For those of you that are watching other podcasts, you remember her. She's great. She's my best friend. We've been friends as another podcast. It seems like 100 years, but it was since we were 5 and 8. And tonight we have a special guest. We have my brother, Allan Fischer, but he's not Fischer Smith because he's just Fischer. So say hello, Allan.
Hello. Hello, podcast world and future people.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Allan.
So what we're talking about in each podcast is we're talking about the importance of friendship and family and sticking together. And Karen and I, we've said before that it's with God at the center. Tonight, we're going to be talking about our special time growing up together on the same street. Allan and I lived 2 doors down from Karen, and we were like family. We spent a lot of time together. So we have a lot of wonderful stories to share. And we're going to be picking Allan's brain tonight on some of those stories because Allan watched a lot of Three Stooges episodes back then, so he knows how to do
Funny. Love it.
Allan, we're going to start off by, let's talk about what it was like to grow up in Sharon, Massachusetts, which I felt was a nice town to grow up in, especially in the 60s and 70s. And everybody in my class says the same thing. We were so lucky to have had the town that we grew up with and, the era that we grew up in. Can you tell me some of your memories from Sharon, Massachusetts and Richards Ave and what you remember about Karen?
Karen, I remember her dad had a really nice Lincoln.
Which color? Which color was it? Which one? Which color?
It was blue.
Oh my God, the light blue convertible. Okay.
Yeah, that was nice.
It
had a white top.
Allan, I'm going to interrupt 1 second, okay? Allan remembers and relates everything to automobiles. He's really into automobiles. So go ahead, Allan.
We're going to be right on par for that, Allan. I can name anything because of my dad loving cars. I'm on the street. I can name them all. So that's a really cool car. We did love that one.
That was the slickest one on the street.
That's
it was
cool.
definitely
Very, very cool.
One of my, just a, introductory, to myself. I'm a little camera shy, and I'm a little. I don't speak well in public. My kids do, and my wife does, but me not so much.
Well, what about your sister?
My first. My sister goes without saying. You know what I mean? I forgot. It's a podcast. We have decorum here, right? So, anyways, one of my first one of the memories that really sticks out to me was at my bar mitzvah at Temple Sinai on Ames Street, I think it was. Yeah, it was on Ames Street.
In Sharon, Massachusetts.
It's not there now.
What was that in Sharon, Allan?
That was Temple Sinai in Sharon, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was getting bar mitzvah, and we had to, I was at the ceremony, and I was getting ready for it, and I was really panicking. I was really having a hard time that day. And I went out to greet some people, at the door and stuff, and I went out to the parking lot. I was helping. I even worked at this place as a. It was a caterer. I worked with a caterer.
Oh, funny.
Anyway, I was out front, and I started parking cars, and I was doing it for quite a while. And somebody said to me, aren't you getting bar mitzvah?
You're parking cars. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Who was trying to get out of it is what he was trying to get.
I was trying to get out of it.
Yeah, he was.
That's so funny. Wow.
It was what?
Was that part of Green Manor?
That was Green Manor. I used to work for Green Manor.
All right, that's Larry Green. That's a whole other story for me and you then. Okay.
So Allan,
There's
Alan,
lots
how
of
did they
stories
get
about
you
Larry
back?
Green.
Alan,
Yeah.
how did they get you back in to do the bar mitzvah?
Oh my gosh.
I
Funny.
the lady said to me, "Aren't you getting bar mitzvah?" I said, I guess I am. Better get back in. But that was
Oh my
that was the
gosh,
first
so
person who
funny.
challenged. I don't know who. I was just I was just enjoying parking Oldsmobile 98, Cadillac sedan DeVilles, and all the relatives' cars. I was really that was my safe place at the time.
Wow, funny.
Anything
I
but
wouldn't have
going
thought
into
of you
bar
as
mitzvah.
shy, Alan.
What's that?
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of you as shy. I don't think of you as having been shy and not wanting to public speak. And again, this whole podcast thing is different once you keep doing it. It's not the same as being in front of a crowd, but thinking of you back as a teen, I don't think I would have thought of you as shy, but that's obviously it's an overwhelming thing to be bar mitzvahed. So in front of all those people.
My stepson. This has nothing to do with Sharon, but it's a similar story. We were in San Francisco, and my stepson was getting married, and I asked my brother Lance, who lives in Long Beach, if I could, what I should do to prepare for the speech. He said, "Just speak from the heart." And I tried. My wife gave a great little speech. We threw the dinner. It was a Boca de Pepo or something like that. Anyway, my wife gave a nice little speech, and then it was my turn to speak, and I said, the only thing that could come to me was, "Thanks for coming."
Thank you.
That was it.
That's nice. Funny. I
Thanks for
love
coming.
it. I love it.
These people came from England. Thanks for
Oh,
coming.
wow. That's awesome. Hey, it was
Okay, so
clear and concise.
let
It
me
was good.
interrupt. Let me interject for 1 second. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Alan, what do you remember about growing up on Richards Ave with Karen 2 doors down? What was the neighborhood like? What was some of the things that you remember us doing and hanging out together?
With Karen,
He doesn't remember me.
I don't.
It's like I keep thinking,
I see. I used to
so
see Karen
little.
in the neighborhood. The
Mhm.
little girl.
Yeah.
I was trying to defend myself against the next door neighbors, so
Yeah.
I was focused. I was focused on that pretty much to try
Not
and
crossing that
you know,
not crossing that house to get to the other house. Yeah, yeah, just stay
right.
out of that yard.
Boy,
Yeah.
that was
Iris
touching.
did that though a
Totally was
lot.
bad. Yeah.
But
That
I
makes
remember
sense to me.
I remember Karen running around the yard. She was
Yeah.
a cute little
Yeah.
blonde girl.
Yeah. But I am enough younger that I can see, how that changes when you get older. But like
Oh yeah,
to me,
yes.
I picture you as a cool teen guy and with a laugh. That's my memory. And like I can picture you being there pretty much wanting us out of your basement and getting away from you, but that's
Right,
about
right.
it. Yeah.
I think you
That's so
were
funny.
like 6 or 7 or something like that.
There was 5 years
Yeah.
between the
When we
two of
first
you, right, Karen?
So
Yeah.
if I was
Yeah.
13, you were really little.
I was little, and Iris was
Yeah.
being the big sister to me and dragging me around, so it was great, but I'm sure you weren't thrilled. So, yeah, funny. Oh my gosh, funny.
But what was life
So the
like?
neighborhood was really great. Yeah.
What was
What's that,
life like back then?
Iris?
What was life like back then, growing up in Sharon, Massachusetts? What were some of the things that we did? Like when we were on the street together playing, Karen, what did we do? Because
Yeah.
today there's so much with computers and iPads, and the kids are doing, stuff more on the computers. What did we do back then? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh, we kicked out the door. We'd be out all day. We'd be on our banana seat bikes and we'd be riding. We went down the end of the road. There was a neighborhood barn that had horses and all sorts of things down there. We go explore down there. We did a lot of exploring. And we had a lot of freedom that I don't necessarily feel like I want to give my grandkids these days or my kids back in the day. We had a lot of ability to ride around and do what we wanted. That particular little strip of land was actually pretty cool and easy. You figure we're behind the Bell House, remember? And the Bell House eventually became like a function hall, and then the lumber yard was, what was the name of the lumber
Sharon
yard that was
Box
back
Company,
there?
Karen.
Yeah, and the way we cut back into that road was really cool. And even for them, so the neighbors that will go unmentioned, it was pretty short of a distance, but the one that was actually the kind neighbor could walk up downtown and go hang out and do stuff. And it was a short walk to go to Bendinelli's, where ours names every candy in the world, which cracks me up.
What was Bendinelli's,
It
Karen?
was really
What was
Bendinelli's was a variety store. You named all the candy that was in the candy store.
in my
It was
book?
the
Yeah.
best. It
Yeah.
was the best. Yeah, it was the best. We had really good memories of that. But
We have the
I mean, the
cavities
fact
to
that we
prove
could
it.
ride downtown and come back, I
Mhm.
know. Actually, I really don't. I have good teeth, but okay.
And
That's
so
funny.
what were some of
So,
the other things that we did? Because it's so different than it is today. Today, the kids just don't have the freedom we used to have. We weren't afraid to
mm,
go up and down the street. Like today, you have to be so careful because there's so many, things going on with kids getting kidnapped and the Amber Alerts. I feel bad for the kids today. What would you say to the kids today to be able to have a little bit more freedom and be able to enjoy what they have in their neighborhoods and, you know, how can they get around some of this stuff and be able to feel, kind of free with their friends?
this is funny because we avoided this conversation, but do you not recall our debacle ride to Howard Johnson's? Okay, so every time you say that, and we did have a very free and carefree time, but my mom let us go for a ride, Alan, so we could go to Howard Johnson's. And what it was is it was way down, going past the cemetery, down Edge Hill Road, way over. And then we had fried clams. I can remember this. And we sat there, fried clams, and we rode back. But on the way back up the hill came two motorcycle guys, and they kept circling us.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
And you panicked. You knew enough to panic. We flew into the cemetery and we hid. And we hid for quite a while. And there was a dad that had his kids in there riding their bikes. He finally saw us sobbing, threw our bikes into the back of the car and brought us home up to Bridges Avenue. And maybe we were overreacting, but they were definitely looking for us. It was really a little bit very unsettling.
Well,
We
you're
didn't have
right.
cell phones. So nowadays we have cell phones, and the
Yeah.
kids actually tonight I couldn't find my grandson, but we knew where his location services was. And we live in Maine. We know he's up by the marsh and jumping off the bridge and going swimming. So
Yeah.
it's kind
That's
of
crazy.
crazy.
But you're
I
right,
know,
Karen.
right?
You're right. Back then it was dangerous. There were people that were predators even back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't as prominent. Today it seems to be more prominent. But you're right. There were dangers back then. Thank God nothing happened to us. But I remember that. And who
No,
knows
and
what we're up to,
yeah. And Cyrus is so funny. So we would always have fun, but she could also be quite dramatic. So all I remember is her going, "It's Hell's Angels! It's Hell's Angels!" And we're running into the cemetery. I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Hell's Angels!" I'm scared to death. So
You
I
know
don't know
why
if it
that
was or not,
was?
but sorry.
You know why that was? Is
Because
because
it was
it
probably
was,
prominent at that time, right?
well, not only that, I had just seen a Billy Jack movie with my mother, and it was all about motorcycles and gangs. So that was prominent in my mind. So it wasn't that I was overly dramatic. I was scared because of the Billy Jack
No,
movie.
we were absolutely petrified, but I'm like, Hell's Angels, what is that? And we're just like, it's funny. So you have those moments in your life that are profound. That is one of my moments, though. It taught me to be very cautious and careful. And I can picture you and I sitting in the driveway in that station wagon and the poor gentleman letting us out. And you and I, yeah, it's funny because we haven't talked about that, but it was a very profound moment in our growing up for me.
But you know something, Karen? It's another example of how we weren't alone and how we had each other.
Not alone, protected. Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
I agree. Did you know that story?
Yeah, Alan, you wanted to say something?
We're a lot more connected now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
You
so
guys
much.
you guys were together, but you weren't connected.
Right.
There's cell
Right.
phones. There's many a time that I wish I had a cell phone way back when.
Yeah. I know, right? It would be amazing. It's such a totally different generation, and the kids are more tech savvy than we are.
Yeah, they are.
Or at least as much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
At
that's
least
true.
it-
I do pride myself on being pretty tech savvy.
It's pretty
That's funny.
interesting. It's pretty interesting when you have a 5-year-old grandson and he's showing you how to run his iPad. And I don't know how to do it.
Right?
Isn't it awesome? It's so cool, isn't it? Yeah, that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Very cool.
So what
Alan,
was
did you?
Go ahead, Karen.
I was gonna say, Alan, did you hang out with any of the kids in the neighborhood, or were most of your friends from other parts of town?
I right out the door, I used to run over to the right. That was
Okay, yeah,
that was the kid next door to us, and we used to play. We used
yeah.
to
Okay.
To the
we
right.
used to spend all day.
Oh, I love it.
I'm laughing
You
because
didn't hang at the barn?
we're trying not to
What's
mention
that?
any names. We're trying not to mention
I
any names.
know. I went to the right. I know. The family. So that's awesome. I love it. But they had a great
we used
hill
to,
down their driveway and that giant willow
yeah,
tree. It was gorgeous. Oh my
we
gosh.
used to spend the whole day there. We had so much land that we
Yeah.
would run all over the place.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
field. The field in the
The
back was crazy.
well, there was the
Yeah.
field. Then beyond that, there was sand pits. Beyond that were
Yeah.
railroad tracks.
Yeah. I was not out there, but okay.
I was way out there. I
To the
had a
right.
mini
Alan,
bike.
to the right.
To the right.
To the
Took
right.
my mini bike.
I had 3 mini bikes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah,
Because you
I
always
had.
went. I never knew. I lived to the left.
You lived to the left.
Had no idea where you
Yeah,
were.
I had to go through, like the island of Moldor to get to your house, anyways.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
the M
I
people.
know. Yes, it was like the dark caves. I know. I know. I
Can
hate
you
those. What are
elaborate,
those guys that are created down below?
Karen? Elaborate on why he had to do that, please. With the neighbors, why he had to sort of.
So if you talk about, we're talking about Lord of the Rings, and we're talking
Right,
about
right.
what's
Mordor.
created down below. What are those guys? Orcs?
Yeah, the orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
you just didn't want to be grabbed by them on the way by.
No,
So
no,
our
no.
neighborhood,
There was
was
always a
interesting.
fight with the orcs.
It was always a fight with the orcs, and not everybody was picked on, but if you were prime game, it wasn't necessarily the best spot to be. Yeah,
No.
it was a very interesting time. So we had this wonderful town we lived in, but we had some families, a family in the neighborhood that had a very interesting dynamic, and some of the kids got out unscathed and some of them didn't. And there's, looking back now, that some of the cruel behavior and some of the unhealthy behavior probably stemmed from their household, but back then you just wanted to avoid it and not be at their wrath. You just wanted to get by and not get beat up or strung up. My brother got strung up actually by one of the kids. He strung
Well, let
up
me
on
tell
the
you.
volleyball.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Let me tell you about what happened to our brother Lance with the neighborhood,
Lance had it too, yeah.
our neighborhood friendly people. The little guy once,
Jeez.
and he must have been
Yeah.
6 years old. All right, he got a hold of his mother's car, and he got into the, he came
I
out.
missed this one.
He somehow started the car, and he shoved my younger brother Lance in the trunk in the back. There was kind of like this seat that used to fold up in the back of a station wagon. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so he
yeah.
shoved,
Yeah,
he shoved
totally.
Lance
Yeah.
in there and closed it up. And my mother saw all this happening. She ran up the street, and somehow the car wasn't going very fast. So my mother was able to get to the passenger side, open the
Couldn't
door.
touch the gas.
She was like Wonder Woman. And she said to him, "You get out of that seat right now." And she jumped into the seat, the driver's seat, stopped the car. And, the hero she was, she got my brother out of the trunk. To this day, my poor brother
Oh
has
my gosh.
claustrophobia,
Yeah.
That was one example of what
yeah.
our lovely neighbors would do. And then another time I was walking to your house, and I met with one of them. He decided he was just going to punch me right in the stomach. And I was like,
wow.
and I ran to your house, and I told your mother, and she said, "You need to avoid that." How do you avoid them? There, I have to go in between. I had to cross.
Nice answer, Carol. Yeah. I
She
don't think anybody
solved
knew
the
what
problem.
to do. Well, one time one of them got thrown out a window. The brothers were beating each other. My mom took the brother in. It was so sad when you look back on it and you think about back in the day. Apparently DSS was not around at that time, so that's all I can think of.
No, it was terrible. And then
But,
one of them,
yeah.
do you remember one of them fell out of a tree? a big tree. I mean, he climbed way to the top of the tree, and the branch
It
broke.
has to be the same one that climbed out the window. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
But it was never a dull
he's
moment.
pretty agile.
We learned to be on our guard all the time. And so today we're always looking over our shoulder, and I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But it's interesting. It's different. It's different stuff, but you don't think of, isn't that funny? Very unavailable parenting, so nowadays I feel like we go the opposite. Everybody's kind of helicopter parenting. It's kind of what it is, but
Yeah.
It's a very interesting if you were to look back and think about what was possibly going on within that household. It was pretty sad.
Yeah, it was very sad. And I remember my father going over and trying to be of a help at one point. He almost got beat up. He came home and he said,
Yeah, my
he said
dad
to
too.
my
I'm
mother,
pretty sure. Yeah.
he said to my mother, I don't think I should go over there again.
our dad bought a gun because of them.
Really wild.
Yeah.
Wild. So I'm pretty sure we moved because of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen,
Not-
everybody
not
moves
9mm.
because of them.
I know. What's interesting, I would say 1, 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5
I hung around
boys,
a lot.
right? 5.
Uh-huh.
5 of them? 5?
Yeah.
5.
Three of them were pretty well unscathed. 2 not. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know, but yeah. But for the grace of whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
The
Craziness.
only one,
But it is funny. You knew to avoid them. I wasn't allowed over there, so it didn't matter.
the
Yeah.
only one who the only one that was very drawn
Still
to
fun.
going over there was our older sister because they were cute boys. And we were like,
Oh, I'm sure they loved her too. So there you go. She was
They
curvy.
did love her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sure
I
they
think
And
one
so
or
what
more
hap-
loved her.
it
What's that?
explains her later behavior because she became just like them.
Right, yeah. Right.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And it's funny because, yeah, there's a whole story there, but it's interesting when you think about it because the neighborhood otherwise was super idyllic and leave it to Beaver. And then in the midst, you have this one little zone. So I don't know.
Please excuse this brief interruption for a shameless commercial. Remember, you can get your own copy of Iris's book, Never Alone, at irisfsmith.com.
One of my favorite things to do was probably, chill my great-great-grandkids or at least screw up their DNA a little bit was when they used to come down and fog the street with for mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Remember that?
fog,
They
yeah.
used to fog the whole street.
Oh, the fog. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It
we
was fun to
needed it.
run
But
through.
even now, oh God, I don't remember running through the fog, but I know that we get occasionally. I do
Well, wait a
remember them
minute.
flying over. and
Karen,
doing
can you
that.
explain what the fog was, please?
I'm assuming were they doing that when they drove the trucks down and actually blasted it out the trucks? Because then eventually
Yeah.
later they would take mosquito
They
to try
blasted
to
out
keep
the
the
trucks.
mosquito eggs. Then as we got
It was
older and in my
pesticides.
other neighborhoods and with my kids,
It was
right, it was a
pesticides,
pesticide and they
right?
would drop it through the airplanes would do it. Yeah, so about 20 years ago they start dropping it out of the airplanes, just
Oh,
trying
nice.
to kill the encephalitis and all the germs that were coming and the diseases that were coming from the mosquitoes. But
Yeah.
you went out and ran in it, so that's lovely, Alan.
No, that was a lot of fun.
That
I'm like,
explains
oh,
how
great.
that
for you."
explains Karen, that explains
Yeah.
his shyness.
It explains a lot. What's that?
I don't know. Explains a lot. That's so funny. Yeah, I know. We wouldn't have known any better. Nowadays, the kids, we get the yard sprayed and it's organic and nobody's allowed out for a whole day. It's like, okay.
Right.
It's organic.
I used to run through DDT.
I know. DDT. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Well, I remember when they would spray, the whole neighborhood, all the kids would run into the fog thinking it was fun. And here we are, all running into
Yeah.
pesticides. No wonder we all have so many health issues.
Funny. Yeah.
Oh my
And it's
God.
funny because I don't remember that. So I must have been little enough. I wasn't allowed out to go.
Right,
yet.
right.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Not good. Not good.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
It was in the summer, so it was pretty late at night because it stayed light for a while, even like up
Yeah.
8 o'clock or something. They probably waited till then.
Yeah.
You were probably
I used to
inside.
be mad. I was inside. I can actually vividly tell you, my dad would mow the lawn late at night, and I would be mad. I was in bed, and I would actually look out my back window and see you all playing. But I was little.
Wow.
They put me to bed, you know, and
Right.
after all of
Oh.
that, yeah, I can tell you, right? I can actually picture it, seeing you all out in the field playing, and I'm in there in bed.
You know
So,
something, Karen?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they put you
Yeah.
to bed.
Oh, yeah, they put me to like at 7. See ya.
Right.
Go. Yeah.
Right.
Karen, I
Yeah.
remember when you were sitting in the window, I could see you up in the window, and I remember feeling so bad. I was
Oh,
like,
so
why
sad.
can't she come out? You know?
It's bedtime. Yeah, my mom was probably ready to stick us out. So you figure by then, if I was 6, she had all 3 of us. So yeah, she
Yeah.
want to get us all to bed and get rid of tired.
Okay,
to
so
put us
let's
to bed
reel
for
it
sure.
in. Let's reel it in for a minute, okay? So, all right, so that
Okay, we're
describes
good.
that describes some of the challenging things we had on the street. Do you remember anything, that was fun, like ice cream trucks, going to Sharon Lake, things like that?
Oh, I
What?
love the ice cream truck. Yeah.
Yeah, talk
Yeah,
some
ice cream
about,
trucks, right, guys? Did you not chase the trucks?
what's that?
Bicycling.
Did you not chase
Bicycling.
the ice cream truck when it came? And bicycling? We could go in the middle of the road for the most part. It wasn't really a busy road.
I used to,
Yeah.
me and my friends used to drive down Route 1 all the way to Dedham on our bikes.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's wild.
We're almost to Newton, all the way down Route
You
1.
couldn't do that now if you wanted to, believe me. Oh my gosh.
We used to ride
Wow.
our bikes down to, it was called Schaefer Stadium at the time, the
Yeah.
Foxborough.
Well,
Yeah.
Alan,
The other way.
just
Yeah, first
We used to-
hold
yeah.
on. Can you describe how far that is? Because the average viewer doesn't know what you're talking about.
Wild.
They
You
have
know what I
no
mean?
idea. They have
None.
no idea.
I would make it as the crow flies. It's gonna be like as the crow flies, it's probably 5 miles, but I bet it was a good 10-mile ride at least. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
go-
About 10 miles, 10, 11
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah,
About
I would
a 20
think so.
mile
Even
round trip.
longer because up Route 1. Yeah, crazy. Long. Yeah. I can't believe you go to Newton. That blows my mind,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
More
All the
than
way down
Schaefer
Route 1.
Stadium. That's wild.
How
Yeah.
far? How far
Yeah.
was
That's how we
Newton?
got around.
How far was Newton?
10 or 11
You
miles.
two are doing great at not
Oh,
talking over
easily.
each other, by the way.
We think we're good. I think I'm good, Alan. I'm loving this. We're all good.
Oh
It's
my
good. It's a lot
God.
of fun.
It was you know what it was? It was the pesticides. That's what it was. That's what's wrong with you
crazy.
two.
Wow.
I have about 3 million stories, so we can keep the podcast going.
Oh,
for
pick one. Go for it.
years.
Do it. What do you got? I want to hear
Well,
one. I
another
wanna
one
hear a
was
good-
we used to hang around the railroad tracks way
Mm.
back. We used to
Where
lay
were
down
they in
on the tracks
relation?
beside
Tell
the
me
train
where they
coming.
were in relation to where you were, though. Where were the railroad tracks?
We on
Okay,
Massapoag Street?
they were behind our house.
Yeah.
You had to go through the field. And you had to go through the sand. It was on the other side of the sand pits.
Yeah.
Maybe a mile from the house. Maybe three-quarters of a
you
mile, a
know.
mile,
Yeah.
something like that.
And why would you
Anyway.
do that? I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
Why would you do
We
that?
were really stupid. It was because of the
Okay.
fog.
It was the fog. We laid on the tracks. Okay, I'm confused. But it's
No,
okay.
it was by Dane Bramage from
I
the
gotcha.
fog.
Wow.
Anyway,
And
so
then would you hang out with a neighbor? Did you do that?
no, that was with my friends from. I had a friend from Stoughton. I had a
Okay.
friend from
Which was
Sharon.
where was Stoughton in relation to we were?
Stoughton
People
was
where
the
that
next town over,
Okay.
and my friend, my
wanna
other
go
friend,
look it
lived
up.
on the other side. One of these days, I'm gonna get a map. I'm gonna have Cy, put a map on here. You guys can point.
Oh, yeah, do pointers. Yeah.
Yeah. That should. Yeah, maybe I can help with that. We'll see. Anyway,
I don't
my
think they
other
want to know
friend
that
from the
badly,
other
Alan.
side.
Alan, I don't think they want to know
What's
that
that?
badly. right
Iris
now.
is dying.
You're not-
Iris
never
is
know.
dying. She's going, this is not going the way I planned.
not at
I'm
all.
sorry. This is cracking me up. I was like, come on. All right, we're good. Reel it in. Let's go.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to give people a picture of what it was like, on a serious note, to grow up in Sharon, Massachusetts in the 60s and 70s. What was it like? What were some of the special events that took place? What was, we had a big lake called what? Was it Massapoag Lake?
Massapoag. Yeah,
Yeah.
Massapoag.
I
And
knew it
Best
as
part
Lake
was
Massapoag.
fireworks.
Right.
Yeah,
And so,
fireworks, 4th of July.
okay, hang on. And so on Massapoag Lake, we happened to have had a boat, and that's where I learned to water ski. And I used to water ski with my friends.
Really?
With my dad's boat.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't invited, but I didn't know that.
Well, actually, you were.
Funny.
Your mother
That's
wouldn't let
really
you.
cool.
Your mother wouldn't let you go.
Probably true. All right, never mind. Those are, yeah, totally. I
Because
know.
you know why
All
that
hurt.
was?
It wasn't that big of a
That-
boat.
You know why that was, Karen? Because we were all older girls. That's why. And you were 3
I
years
love that
younger.
you did that, though. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Where
We
would you
just
launch it
stayed on
from?
the,
Would you launch?
There was a boat dock at Massapoag Lake. There was a whole boat section,
Yeah.
where they had a
Neat.
dock.
Very
And
cool.
because you had your beach section where people went swimming. And,
Right.
it was interesting back then. Let me just say this. It shows you the times that we're living in now versus then. Back then, you would be swimming in the lake part, playing, as kids. And all of a sudden you would see this, everybody would yell, duty! People would take their diapers and clean them right in the water.
Oh, man.
That would not be
Oh,
allowed.
that's gross.
Would not be allowed today, correct?
No, not
They would be
now.
shot,
Nope. Yeah.
dragged
I'll tell
away.
you what.
That's pretty bad.
So between the pesticides and the duty alert, the brown alert that we had at at the lake, it's no wonder we're even healthy. We probably have parasites and neurological damage. I mean, the heck.
Oh my gosh.
We're lucky we're still alive.
Crazy.
We have very
Wild.
strong immune systems.
Clearly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Too funny. Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah, we had
Oh.
swimming lessons. I did take swimming lessons down there. Did you take swimming lessons?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we went to swimming lessons down there. Yeah,
That was
had
fun.
to do that.
That was a lot of fun. And I even became
went to
a
I
I
went to the
became-
playground.
Yeah, yeah. And I even became a lifeguard and took lifeguard training at Sharon Lake.
You did?
Yep.
Oh, I
and my
didn't know
team
that.
when I was probably about 17. Because I was, what it was? I was
Okay.
working at a camp every summer. That's why. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Our
Did
next
your
door
mom
neighbor,
drop you guys at the playground?
What's
I'm
that?
sorry. I wanted to know, did your mother drop you guys at the playground? I think my mother used to leave us there. She'd
She
like
did.
drop us off at the playground and pick us up at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. That was lots of fun,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah.
I remember when
it was
our
basically,
neighbor,
go ahead,
the,
Alan.
the neighbors to the left,
Yes,
neighbors
the
to the
neighbors
left,
to the left. Who was shower being
the, mi-
nameless.
the middle brother, he was
Yeah.
in Sharon Lake with us, and he stepped on what he thought was a rock. It was actually a snapping turtle.
Oh, I remember that.
geez.
All I heard was a scream.
Oh,
Get bit.
yeah. Those hurt.
Horribly.
Yeah.
I think he lost
Yeah.
his toe.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. All right.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
the letter M or was that the letter D?
And it was D. No, yeah, D. Yeah, that was the one.
Okay. Oh my God, I love it. He's got me. Okay, cool. Get it.
Anyway, so do we remember anything else about, that was stand out to you? It was Sharon, growing up in Sharon, Massachusetts. Like, for example, didn't they have like July 4th celebrations every year and, special events on special
Yeah.
holidays and, parades and stuff like that? Wasn't that, I remember that. Our relatives used to come out for that.
I used to mow. One year I mowed Happy July 4th on our lawn.
Oh, that's right. I remember
I
that.
love it.
Yeah, Alan was creative until he got into the pesticides.
That's so funny.
Until
One year, I painted the fire hydrant out front in a 4th of July theme. I painted the fire hydrant out the front too. So
well, that was cool.
I was around 12 or 13 that year. So it was right before we moved.
Yeah, yeah,
That's so great events.
yeah. Sharon, Massachusetts was probably about a half an hour, on the south shore of Boston. And it was probably about a half an hour from
Mhm.
Boston. Is that correct?
Back in the day, it was a half hour from Boston. Now, if you want to get into town, it's a good hour and a half. Depends on
because
traffic. But
why-
yes,
because of
you're
traffic, yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah.
The traffic's kind of.
But we had, we
you're
had such a
totally
nice town that we grew up in, but we also had access to going into Boston, which had so much historical sites and things like that. And it was lots of fun. We were exposed to a lot of nice historical things that were going on back then. We weren't distracted with all the computers. And yeah, the computers are convenient today, but back then we actually were connecting more in person and going out together and enjoying these activities. And the kids somewhat do that today, but I notice that when they're together doing an activity, they're on their phones, looking at their phones more than each other. And, my hope is that they'll learn to connect the way that we did when we were growing up, because we really connected. We had eye-to-eye contact. We talked to each other, we hugged each other, right? So, today
it's about getting those kids outside. Get them out. Yeah.
Give me a hug.
Yeah.
Give you a hug. Go
Yeah, right.
Give you a hug.
So I'm gonna, unless you guys have something else to add, I was just gonna say that we can go.
So much to add about this. I want to talk about the fact that Temple Sinai and Green Manor, because that's so funny. So Temple Sinai was across from the playground. So there's so much, Iris. It's cracking me up, this whole thing. We'll have to continue in bed.
We can
One
do
of the
a
brothers
part
had a
two.
Pantera.
What's a Pantera?
What's a Pantera? Is that a car?
Yeah, it was a car. It was made by Ford.
I don't remember. Oh, interesting.
1970.
Okay.
It looked like something from the, like the mid 20 teens. It looked really modern.
Cool.
So what we're doing right now,
I had no idea you worked for them.
What we're doing right now is we're reverting back to cars. Okay, so we're transitioning back to cars.
So the kind of cool part about that is, and obviously Allan is aware, so my dad was a wicked car guy though. Did you realize that? So he built down behind the house. I don't know. Did you realize there was like a 3-car garage that got built down below it and behind the house?
No.
So when you were
I remember something about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we had 2-car garage, but we went down around. I could roller skate down the downstairs basement. There was so much down there, and my dad definitely loved cars. So
he worked on them down there.
He did, and my dad actually, that's a whole funny story in itself. So like your grandmother, when you talk about your grandmother's story, so my dad was like a James Dean. My dad actually drove and raced cars up in Sharon. He used to get in trouble all the time. He had a car that was a hot rod. He got pulled over by the police all the time. My grandfather was having a fit that he was dating my mother.
So this is when he was in high school?
They dated since she was like 14. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you have like flathead Fords and stuff?
Oh, gosh. Fords, and he had roads. Yeah, he had a ton of cars, and he was crazy. Like, we have a couple of pictures of all his old cars. I think that? Because he had to sell his first car and his piano to have me. So that was like a big deal. My mom had him sell everything because they couldn't afford me. And then he went to work for my grandfather. So he probably was working really hard at that time, but he was super into cars. But the fact that you pick up on the Lincoln cracks me up. So the funny part of that story is my dad would do dinners. We go out to dinner when we get the new car. He took us out to dinner. On the way home, I threw up in it.
Very nice.
Nice. I threw up all over the new car.
You christened it.
Yep. I did. I totally christened it. And he was so mad. I'm like, great. So as a kid.
For those of you who are watching, it's the pesticides.
It's the pesticides. It's the DET. Right. Is that what it's DET? Oh my gosh. So I wish, that's so funny. Cause it's so crazy. If you think about it, back in the day, you would have loved to have. Yeah, my dad was really.
I know. I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah. Because they were hidden in the garage down below the back of the house. I don't know.
That's probably
so cool. Yeah.
Okay, so
wild.
I know you guys are having fun, but I was just going to say that, the whole point of having us with the podcast tonight was to talk about the three of us, how we grew up together, what it was like. And I think we've shared a lot of stories, and they're fond memories for us. And we pray that and hope that the people that are watching can gain something from what we lived through, and also to never run.
I hope so.
To never run through fog that you don't know what it is, because it could be pesticides like it was for us. So anyway, we want to wrap it up for tonight. And Allan, I want to thank you for joining us. And I hope you'll come back again another time. And, he's got plenty of short stories to share. And, we're in our 60s, so we have a whole lifetime of here. you know? So anyway, I just want to wrap it up by saying thank you for watching us tonight. And we hope you'll join us again. And we hope to see you at the next podcast. So, and we hope you enjoyed the opening always with the dogs. And remember that the poodle dog represents Karen. Bye
Yes,
for
it's
now.
my voice. It sounds just like me, doesn't it?
Bye for now.
Wow, that was awesome, wasn't it?
I know those stories were really something.
Hey, thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time when we share more stories from Iris's book, Never Alone.
Order your copy of Never Alone at irisfsmith.com today.